fellow energy healers. Alicia Antoinette here, and tonight's topic is going to be about the root chakra. So, as many of you know the root chakra. It's located at the base of your spine. A lot of times, it's called your first chakra, but in reality, you actually have other chakras below your feet. But because we're talking about chakras in the body, we'll start with that one. So your root chakra, um, contributes to and holds the information for your stability, your grounding, your prosperity, and your health. And it vibrates at the note of C. And it's such an amazing thing that once a person starts to get healing in the root chakra, that the other chakras will naturally start to tune themselves and align. As a person is on like their spiritual journey, which really we are all on a type of spiritual journey, and just really depending on what kind of journey we wanted to have this lifetime, those are the experiences that a person is having. But a lot of times people have been going through these different experiences that have really either uh, untuned their root chakra, or have um, um, traumatized it in such a way that they're unable to get it tuned back themselves to be in a synergy with the other chakras. Okay, I like to utilize my healing crystal here. Um, you know, I don't use it all the time. I just kind of, just depending on my intuitive, messages that I get, um, whenever I do a body layout, I'll put it on that area, um, and you know, I don't necessarily have to worry about the that area because I'm doing everything virtually now. For the meantime, it's been pretty interesting doing healings. I would say doing most of the healings online. I have really been working my clairvoyance to be able to see them spiritually, opposed to just seeing them physically, and kind of utilizing the spiritual part, which is actually pretty cool. But I find that a lot of times when a person is having um, when they're having issues, keeping steady jobs, they're having issues keeping steady relationships. They feel, you know, like they just can't make more money, or they feel, that they get sick all the time. A lot of times that has to do with their root chakra, and I think it's a really valid time to talk about the root chakra because, with everything going on with the health industry, and you know people being worried about getting sick, I would like to bring attention to the root chakra because, if your root chakra is healthy, if you are grounded into your body, into the earth, through a grounding cord, and you're drawing in the earth energy through your feet, and you're drawing in cosmic energy through your crown chakra. um, just that alone helps to flush out foreign energy that is not yours. A lot of times, trauma, um, sad emotions get stuck in there, which is a little interesting because the second chakra actually deals more with emotions, and we'll talk about that in the next video. But with the root chakra, it kind of picks up a lot of that as well, and it can keep a person in anxiety and super stressed. Another thing that I've noticed is that um, people's, like, their aura, that layer of their aura, a lot of times is very dim. It can be, um, now, it really depends on, like, what types of things they've gone through in life. If they've gone through a lot of um, traumatic experiences that kept them ungrounded, a lot of times, like, that layer is super thin. Um, if they were in an environment where there's a lot of abuse or a lot of um, um, danger, if they always felt like they were in danger, a lot of times that layer is super wide. And the reason why a person pushes out their aura like that is because it's a defense mechanism. So it's almost like providing a type of, like, cushion in a sense. But when I look at it spiritually, I can see things like cords. I can see things like, a lot of times there's a lot of dark energy, which kind of shows up as black, or gray, light gray. And it's really interesting, because a lot of times there's family control pictures in there. There is a lot of society type of control, programs and pictures. There's also a lot of times people will carry past life information in that chakra and in that layer of the aura, and they'll be playing it out as if it's present time, but it's actually old energy. And um, because a lot of um, the things that deal with spirituality in this fashion haven't really been, like, um, so exposed or so open. Um, a lot of people don't understand why certain things are happening, and it's just really an amazing thing. So whenever I'm working on healing the root chakra, I would say any of the chakras actually, whenever I do a chakra alignment, I actually take each chakra by itself and I take a look at it. I look at how it's spinning, um, because each chakra has 12 layers, and those 12 layers have 12 layers. So energy can easily be stuck in there. And imagine, if from a baby, a lot of people have trauma right when they're born, depending on the type of environment that they're born into. And, um, if that type of trauma is, like, stuck in there and no one addresses it, it can lend itself to become an hindrance when the person gets older. And I see that quite a bit, in the appointments that I have. And it's truly, like, an amazing thing. I didn't expect to see so much root chakra trauma. And when events, world kind of world shaking events happen, like what's going on right now. There's so much stuff going on right now. And people are trying to find a stable ground. They're trying to find stability in their life, and they want um, they want that stability, because no one wants to have uncertainty and doubt and misfortune. I see a lot of that in the first layer and also in the first chakra a lot of the times. So depending on how the person requests the healing, um, you know it's more about them just getting it out and expressing themselves. But truly, like, the Reiki energy will go to where it's needed. um, and it's it's really amazing, because, like, I don't have to, um, it's not like I'm forcing it to go in a certain place, or, like, the Reiki is intelligent enough to go where it's needed the most. And I find that the most needed chakras a lot of times are the root chakra, because that's where your grounding cord connects to. The heart chakra, I would say all the chakras, like, as I'm thinking about it, like, it's like the heart chakra, the third chakra, which is your solar plexus, and your second chakra. And I'll talk about the other ones, like, kind of in more detail, like I'm talking about the root chakra tonight. But really finding that ground. And how do you ground, right? There's so many theories and so many understandings of how to ground. I've taken so many, I wouldn't say like that many classes, but I've taken quite a few classes with just different teachers, because I'm curious to see how do they explain, grounding yourself. How can you um, help to bring stability, especially when it comes to health, and especially when it comes to prosperity. And one method that I like, that I've learned, is it's really using visualization in your imagination. I did a video a while back talking about, your imagination is a superpower that you have, that's been kind of downplayed. But if you really understand what I'm saying, your imagination can really take you far. And so, really just visualizing something that um, you enjoy, that feels grounding to you. A lot of times people visualize water, like a waterfall. A lot of times people visualize a tree stump. I know when I first was really working energy, and like really working on my grounding, and things like that, like utilizing a tree stump was like the way to go. Now I'm getting a little more creative. I have like all kinds of different grounding cords, but that's the beauty of it. Like, you really can expand your imagination with it. Um, and any person that has a session with me, I help. I usually help give them a grounding cord, because as I'm um, sending the energy to different areas, as the Reiki's kind of directing me to work, um, the person is releasing so much energy, so it has to go somewhere. And that's one thing that I noticed, with some people that do energy healing work. They all don't put a grounding cord on the person, to help that energy leave their body. Is it necessary? It may not be, in all cases, but for me in my work, I find that it's really beneficial to put a grounding cord on the person, because that knowledge has been lost on even how to ground yourself, okay? And I just find it creates just such this beautiful flow. The person's just releasing, letting go, and bringing in more of themselves into their body, into their space. Okay, well, this is the end of the video. And if you have any questions about, the root chakra or anything like that, feel free to leave those below. And question for you: so what methods do you use to ground yourself whenever you're like stressed at work, or you're stressed about what's going on in the news? What techniques do you use? Do you utilize meditation? Do you have exercises that you use to ground? Leave those below and let's start a discussion. All right, guys, I'll check you guys out on the next one. Peace.